Hi there. Today we're talking about a topic that has likely touched every person at some point in their life and is especially relevant for college students. We're talking about loneliness. Hopefully through this presentation you'll understand that these feelings happen to so many, that feelings of loneliness matter, and if you're currently experiencing loneliness, you can feel less alone and have new ideas of how to send those feelings packing. What is loneliness and why does it matter? Here's a very specific definition. Loneliness is affective and cognitive discomfort or uneasiness from being or perceiving oneself to be alone or otherwise solitary. Simply put, feelings of loneliness are the difficult and unpleasant feelings people feel when they don't feel they have meaningful connections with others or they are desiring more connection than they are getting. This is important because loneliness has been linked to mental health diagnoses like depression and anxiety. Recent survey data from the National College Health Assessment conducted by the American College Health Association in the spring of 2020 revealed that just over 40% of Boise State students are experiencing loneliness. This means that students expressed feelings of isolation, not having people to share interests with, not having companionship, not having another person to whom they can turn, feeling left out, feeling shy, feeling not understood, and lacking the belief that they could find companionship if wanted. Additionally, 70% of students expressed moderate to high levels of stress. Some research has investigated the link between social support and stress in college and found that students who felt less lonely because of social support also felt less stress. This all comes together as we consider how loneliness can impact mental health outcomes. The same assessment data revealed that over 30% of Boise State students have a diagnosis of anxiety and over 25% have been diagnosed with depression. Perhaps if students could experience less loneliness, our campus may be able to experience less stress and better overall mental health. Fortunately, the survey suggests that over half of Boise State students feel that the university prioritizes health and well-being and that we are a campus where we can look out for each other. So we're doing some things right and we have some room to grow. So why is loneliness a concern? As mentioned, loneliness may have an impact on a person's mental health. Those already experiencing mental health challenges with their anxiety or depression may struggle more or have feelings of hopelessness that increase the likelihood of suicidal ideation or actions. Or those not currently diagnosed but are experiencing loneliness and isolation may be at greater risk for developing mental health symptoms like depression. Additionally, continued feelings of loneliness can pose challenges to an individual's ability to thrive in their future endeavors, like their academic success or relationship with others. So what are some of the signs of loneliness? As many of us have experienced loneliness, these may feel very familiar. You may have felt different things as well, but feelings of emptiness, abandonment, isolation, fatigue when engaging with others, and increased frequency of checking social media can be signs you're feeling lonely. It may seem odd that on a campus full of people that loneliness can be experienced, but it is often the void of connection through quality relationships with people who share our interests and on whom we can rely that leads to feelings of loneliness. Knowing these signs and that others may be experiencing them also may help us feel a little less alone. So let's look at who may be experiencing loneliness. It is known that certain student populations may be at higher risk for feelings of loneliness. Clearly, there are other groups of students at risk. First-year students are often away from family and friends in new environments for the first time. They may have never had to think about planning to eat with or engage with others to ensure that they don't go about each day entirely alone. Transfer students may suffer from loneliness because of an unfamiliarity with campus or a lack of established social connections. First-generation students may be making a lot of new adjustments and may also have not had any preparation for what to expect in a college environment, thus leading them to fend for themselves without knowing how to connect. Marginalized or minority students may feel disconnected or alone because they perceive themselves to be different from others, or they may experience challenging social circumstances or discrimination that can worsen feelings of loneliness. The risk for loneliness has been increased by circumstances like the COVID-19 pandemic that has demanded isolation, distancing, and protective measures that can alter our ability to read body language and connect with others. This is especially true for college courses that have been moved into online modalities or are being offered remotely. Although some students may prefer or their schedules require online courses can impact connections with others that can pose challenges and put this group at higher risk for disconnection and loneliness. Additionally, social media has given society a variety of ways to be connected, and it has also played a role in people feeling disconnected. The fear of missing out has become more prevalent because of social media and can have a negative impact on life satisfaction. Finally, a lack of social skills can play a role in feelings of loneliness. Students who may not know how or believe in their ability to connect with others may withdraw from social relationships or avoid them entirely. Being mindful of these factors and how they may pertain to you or those for whom you care can help increase understanding of why loneliness may be experienced. Additionally, it can help us realize that we may need to seek help to protect our mental health. We've discussed that loneliness can be linked to depression, and it's important that we highlight this as depression can interfere with life and resources are available to help those experiencing it. Depression is defined as a negative affective state ranging from unhappiness and discontent to an extreme feeling of sadness, pessimism, and despondency that interferes with daily life. As stated, over 25% of Boise State students share this diagnosis, and it can have impacts on their ability to thrive as college students. If you have a diagnosis and need help, Boise State has resources to support you. If you aren't sure you're depressed, let's talk through some common signs. Here are some common signs experienced by those with depression: feeling sad or down, loss of interest in activities one used to enjoy, changes in appetite, trouble sleeping, feeling fatigued, and agitation. If you're feeling these or other symptoms that are impacting your ability to navigate college life, it's okay. Boise State is here to help, and you don't need to keep feeling this way. Feelings of loneliness and mental health challenges may feel heavy and unmanageable. We're going to focus the rest of the presentation on some ideas that can help combat loneliness and meet the mental health needs of students here at Boise State. Many different researchers have looked at college student loneliness and suggested that developing, strengthening, and utilizing social skills can help college students experience greater connectedness and lessen feelings of loneliness. So what resources exist on campus to help aid students in this effort to connect, as well as support their overall health and well-being? There are many ways to rely on Bronco Fit to help get access to valuable resources to combat loneliness. Their webpage and office can direct and connect students to opportunities to connect, build resilience with a focus on connecting and relying with others, dog therapy to foster connection with furry friends, Be Well Outside to cultivate connections with nature and others, and Bronco Fit Text to prompt healthy behaviors to help Boise State students best care for themselves. The University Health Services is an important resource that can link students to medical and mental health care. Counseling is available in a variety of formats to meet the needs of individual students as well as groups of students needing support. Visiting the website for or Office of Student Equity can aid in finding support, resources, and connection for students of all walks of life. Specific programs and resources exist to help students get connected to others who may be feeling lonely or need support on campus. Hopefully this presentation has highlighted that feelings of loneliness can be common for college students, that loneliness can have impacts on mental health, that it needn't be endured, and that Boise State has resources available to help you or others confidently connect in meaningful ways that may have positive impacts on your life. Thank you so much for joining today. Resources for this presentation are up next. Have a wonderful day and stay well.